Welcome friends. Today we can continue the class on business ethics. So far we could see what is business ethics. Today we can think about why should business follow ethics. Why do business follow ethics? Is it beneficial to business? Is there any relevance in following ethics in business? These questions can be answered only through explaining the benefits and advantages of ethical business. What are the benefits and advantages of following ethics in business? It's a fact that ethical behavior is essential for long-term success of business, both from micro and macro perspective. If a business organization follows business ethics, then it will result in certain benefits. What are the benefits? Ethical business can give better service to the society. Such a business creates goodwill in the minds of customers and the public. It creates good environment in organization. This environment helps to increase productivity and positivity of employees. It also gives assurance of following the legal formalities. When the business follows ethics, automatically it follows the legal formalities. Thus, the business can enjoy freedom from legal and other related issues. The management of an ethical business is respected by the whole people, both inside and outside the business. These are the immediate benefits that we can enjoy by following ethics in our business. In addition to these benefits, ethics has some more relevance. We can examine the importance of ethical practices in business. Ethical business can create value and better image in the minds of people. We know that a business is functioning among different groups of people like employees, owners, suppliers, creditors, customers, public, etc. Everybody likes to be associated with an establishment which is honest and socially responsible. Employees feel proud of being part of it. Suppliers feel honored as they get an opportunity to deal with such a reputed organization. Customers are satisfied as they get quality products at a reasonable price. Government is also happy about such a business unit as it creates income and provides employment to a lot of people. Here, the image and goodwill increase and it will help the business in its further growth and development. As the next point we can see, the ethical practices increase credibility of business. Credibility of a business organization is vital on its growth. A business organization which follows ethics in its business can create a positive attitude among others. People like to buy products of such a company if they believe that the company is honest and is offering value for money. It creates a credibility in the public eye. Such a company can raise capital easily, either through public issue or through loans from financial institutions. Again, an ethical business will get satisfied customers. Ethical organizations ensure value for money spent by their customers. Such organizations always respect their customers and therefore ensure quality products at a reasonable price. It means that such ethical business never overprice their products with an intention to make maximum profit. They will charge only a reasonable price with a reasonable profit. It creates satisfaction among customers. Similarly, an ethical business gets satisfied employees also. An ethical organization never exploit their employees in order to minimize their expense or to maximize their profits. Such an organization treat their employees as valuable human resource and never compromise their safety and rights. Such a business can ensure the best work environment inside the business, and these steps brings in satisfaction among employees. The next point, an ethical business can maximize profitability. When employees are convinced of the ethical values of the organization, they will be happy to be part of it. Such an attitude reduces employee turnover and absenteeism, and it increases their productivity. Moreover, employees hold the organization in high esteem by upholding quality in all aspects. Higher quality products and best image of the business unit among customers will increase demand for the products and thereafter the profitability. Next point, ethical business can take better decisions. Respect for ethics will force a management to take various economic, social and ethical aspects into consideration while taking the decision. An ethical management will take decision only after considering the economic, social and ethical aspects of this decision. That means decision making will be better. Decisions will be with better quality if the decisions are in the interest of the public, employees and the company's own long-term good. Decisions after considering the ethical aspects will of course be quality decisions, and it will help the business organization to exist for a long period of time. Then next point, protection of society. Ethics can protect the society in a better way than even the legal system of the country. Where law fails, ethics always succeed. The government cannot regulate all the activities of the business that are harmful to the society. If business units practice ethics instead, it will be the best option to ensure protection of society. Therefore, all business units should follow ethics in all their decisions and practices, including competitions. If the business units follow ethics in their business practice, it will be helpful for the growth of the business as well as the welfare of the society. Okay, so far we could see some benefits and importance of ethics in business. In connection with this, it is to be kept in mind that the ethical practices cannot solve all problems in business, but the business which do not follow ethics will always be in the middle of problems. There are different types of business ethics. It's really impossible to classify business ethics into certain definite types. However, certain attempts have been made to classify them on the basis of values and responsibilities. On the basis of value, Business ethics can be summarized under three heads. They are equality, respect, and freedom. What is equality? Equality means avoid all kinds of discrimination against any person. The business should be able to treat all persons inside and outside the business equally. Any discrimination on the basis of gender, race, religion, etc. should be avoided inside the business. It should provide a work environment which is suitable to all types of people. The business should ensure that all groups of people are happy and satisfied inside the business. Then only it can succeed in the business activities. Similarly, all customers should get equal consideration, especially in times of seeking redressal on complaints. There should not be any kind of price discrimination. There should not be any kind of quality or quantity discrimination. This is the equality that the business should follow. And this is considered as part of ethics, part of business. Another aspect is respect. Business can respect the interests of all stakeholders around the business. Respect is an attitude of deference, admiration, or consideration, and also the feeling of protection offered to others by the business. Everybody connected to the business should be felt honored and esteemed. This behavior can increase good image and also reduce many ego problems arising out of ill feelings. Another point is freedom. Freedom is the quality or state of being free, such as the absence of coercion, threat, or penal action. Customer has a freedom to select goods and shops at their wish. The business should allow this freedom to its customers. Duty of the business is to serve the customers who approach it, and no right to interfere into their freedom in selecting a product or a retailer to get it. By respecting freedom of customers, the business allows the customer to shop from any place. If the customer is not selecting our business to make a purchase, it's a great lesson to the business. Every dissatisfied customer is an opportunity to realize one's own business. It is the opportunity to realize one's own defects. It is the opportunity to make a self-assessment and perform better in future days. Thus, the freedom will give the business an opportunity to make a self-assessment and also to perform in a better way in future period. And as a next, ethics can also be classified based on responsibilities. These responsibilities are in the form of personal responsibility, official responsibility, corporate responsibility, etc. Here ethics is classified, or ethics is viewed as responsibility. The first one, personal responsibility. As a person, everybody has a responsibility to be honest and sincere. He has the responsibility to settle his debts and also to keep away from the criminal acts. Every person has a responsibility to respect others. Every person has a responsibility to obey rules and regulations prevailing in the country. It means that responsible behavior of persons inside the business is the basis of ethics in business. In addition to personal responsibilities, every person inside the organization has an official responsibility also. We could see that if a person keeps his personal responsibility in all aspects, it will become part of the business responsibility. Similarly, if all the persons inside the business keep their official responsibility, it will also be counted as the part of business ethics. Only persons or human beings occupy positions. A person who is occupying a certain position should strictly follow certain norms and other standards set for that official capacity. Being responsible to that position means being ethical towards others. As an official, a person has responsibility to obey his superiors and to follow the rules and regulations of the organization. Thus, the responsible behavior of officials can bring ethics into business. The next one, corporate responsibilities. Corporations as separate legal entities have certain moral responsibilities. The responsibilities may not be identical with the personal moral codes of managers who run the company. These responsibilities may be internal or external. The business as a corporate has some responsibilities towards society, towards its customers, towards the government, towards the competitors also. In addition to this, there is organizational responsibility. As an organization, the business has some responsibilities towards employees, customers, and society. The business makes use of the resources from the society, and therefore it has responsibility to give back quality products to its customers and society. The business makes use of opportunities available in the environment to grow and develop its business, and therefore has responsibility to protect the society and environment. It should never exploit its employees and customers. It should never disrupt the ecological balance. It should never pollute the environment. As an organization, the business has responsibility to abide laws prevailing in the country. Being a responsible organization, any business can become part of growth of people and the nation. Thus, it can uphold business ethics. In connection with this, the word corporate social responsibility can be explained. Corporate social responsibility, often abbreviated as CSR, is the responsibility of corporates towards society. It includes a corporate's initiatives and efforts to assess and improve environmental and social well-being. The term generally applies to efforts that go beyond what may be required by regulation. It includes all steps taken by the corporates to promote positive social and environmental changes. Corporate social responsibility is a business approach that contributes to sustainable development by delivering economic, social, and environmental benefits for all stakeholders. Now, another term, work ethics. Work ethics can also be termed as workplace ethics. Workplace ethics is how one applies values to work in actual decision making. It is a set of right and wrong actions that directly impact the workplace. Workplace ethics explains ethical behavior of people in their workplace. The workplace ethics says that there are three factors which influence the ethical behavior of people in workplace. The first one, individual moral standards. Then influence of managers and co-workers. And finally, the opportunity to engage in misconduct. As a next topic, we can examine how to implement ethics in business, or what are the factors to be considered in implementing ethics in business. A business should aim to have fair dealings with everyone. It should be determined to protect the interest of all stakeholders. At the same time, one thing is to be kept in mind, that the business is not a single man, but a group of people. Therefore, to implement ethics, there should be proper planning. The ethics should be based on the perception of what is right. Management should prepare code of conduct after considering all the environmental factors and legal issues related to it. In addition to the code of conduct, management can implement ethics through the policies and procedures. At the time of framing the policies of business, the management should set a well thought out plan to make ethics practical. Another method that can be adopted by the management is training. It is very crucial to employees to get an awareness regarding the culture and values followed by the organization. The culture and values of business can be easily transferred to employees through training. From the induction training itself, the orientation should be designed and should be exercised. Business ethics should be based on broad guidelines of what should be done and what should be avoided. Each and every person should be well aware of his do's and don'ts. Ethics should be fixed for everyone working in the organization at any level, and their implementation should be linked with reward punishment system. It is mandatory to have a clear awareness to all regarding their own duties and responsibilities. The business management should ensure that all persons in the organization follow ethics in their behavior, both inside and outside the organization. If there is any deviation, it should be dealt seriously. Any violation of ethics should be detected at the earliest, and remedial measures should be taken immediately. Now we can see the ethical issues in business. Business always face ethical issues in its day-to-day operations and strategy formulations. Business units are meant for profit, and therefore the question is this: whether to compromise quality in certain areas with a view to make profit, or is it possible to make profit by keeping all ethical, legal and environmental requirements? The answer is simple. The business should be ethical and legal. Basically, it is a wrong belief that the ethical business cannot make profit. By keeping ethics, business can create value and a good image in the mind of people. It helps the business to survive for a long time. Unethical business cannot survive for a long period. Ethical management can solve many problems very easily. It promotes work culture, self-discipline, and consciousness among the employees. It helps the management to make use of valuable human resources very effectively. This environment brings in harmony and happiness in the business. Ethical actions redefines human attitudes. It purifies the mind. It helps in protecting from unwanted stress and strains, unrest and loneliness. It also helps in reducing conflicts and disputes. This enhances reputation and goodwill of the organization. Therefore, the question of whether to go for ethics is meaningless. However, when we try to implement ethics, there may be some problems that can be divided into three. First one, fundamental issues. The second one, ethical issues in advertising. And the third one, ethical dilemma in business. We can look at these one by one. The first one, fundamental issues. Creating integrity and trust. That is the first issue. Integrity is the commitment of business in keeping promises, price, and quality. Through integrity, business can build trust in the mind of customer. The second issue, it is in creating value in the employee behavior. The world is diverse and therefore the employees may be with a different nature and culture. Their educational and economical levels may be different. They all should be given proper training and practices to learn and follow the business culture. It is very difficult to make all these employees responsible and ethical in all aspects. And the third fundamental issue, it is in ethical decision making. Every decision of the business should protect employees and customer rights. The decisions should be capable to ensure that all business operations are fair and just, protecting the common good and welfare. Moreover, the decisions should protect individual values and beliefs of workers and community. Some of these may be conflicting in certain situations and create problems to management. Next fundamental issue is compliance to law. Business is expected to fully comply with the environmental laws, consumer laws, safety regulations, fiscal and monetary statutes, and all other civil right laws in addition to business laws. Many times the management team finds it very difficult to protect the interests of business after keeping all laws and other requirements. Next, ethics in advertisements. Advertising means a mode of communication between a seller and a buyer. Ethics in advertising means practicing a set of well-defined principles which govern the ways of communication taking place between the seller and the buyer. An ethical ad is the one which doesn't lie, doesn't make fake or false claims, and is in the limit of decency. Though there are many benefits of advertising, there are some points which don't match with the ethical norms of advertising. Nowadays, ads are more exaggerated and a lot of puffing is used. Sometimes the genuine consumers may get confused whether to believe the claims in the ads or not. They claim that their product is the best, having unique qualities than the competitors, more cost effective and more beneficial. But most of these ads are found to be false, misleading consumers and unethical. According to Ethical, ads should follow 3 moral principles: truthfulness, social responsibility, and upholding human dignity. During times of stiff competition, business finds it very difficult to make ads and attract customers, keeping all conditions. The third issue, it is known as ethical dilemma in business. It's a problem in the decision-making process generally faced by business managers. Decision-making is the process of selecting the most suitable from the available options. Here in this situation, there are 2 options and a manager should select one. The problem or the dilemma is this: neither of the 2 possible options is absolutely acceptable from an ethical perspective. It means that the business has only 2 options to select, and both these options are ethically not perfect. This is the ethical dilemma. It is also known as ethical paradox and moral dilemma. Ethical dilemmas are extremely complicated challenges that cannot be easily solved. Therefore, the ability to find the optimal solution for ethical dilemma is critical to everyone. In times of ethical dilemma, managers usually adopt certain strategies. We can look at these strategies. First strategy is to refute the paradox, refute the dilemma. Under this strategy, the situation must be carefully analyzed. In some cases, the existence of the dilemma can be logically refuted. Sometimes the dilemma may be just a feeling or may not be so much complicated. If it is not so complicated, it is easy to solve. The second option, it is value theory approach. Under this strategy, choose the alternative that offers the greater good and the lesser evil. Selecting a less harmful option is the only way to find a solution as per this strategy. And the third strategy, find alternative solution. Under this strategy, we find the 2 options are very harmful. Here there is no question of selecting either of it. In this case, the problem can be reconsidered and the new alternative solutions need to be sought. In order to solve ethical problems, companies and organizations should develop strict ethical standards for their employees. Their policies and procedures should be well drafted. Their code of conduct should be prepared after thorough analysis. Their planning should be proper. Their training process should be very effective. And everything should be started from the very first instance itself. Every company must demonstrate its concerns regarding the ethical norms within the organization. In addition, companies may provide ethical training for their employees. Okay, let's hope that all the business organizations in the world will practice ethics, and we can expect a bright future. Thank you.